What is going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. So as y'all know, we are now in the last summit here at Motorfest, which is going to be the Carpenter Brutal. This is actually going to get us the Creators KS Death Racer Edition. It's actually a pretty dope card, like, not going to lie, guys. I thought it was kind of terrible, but after driving this thing, you know what? I was wrong. It's pretty dope. We're also going to get the Red Wings Underglow, $200,000 and 100,000 XP. Honestly, pretty dang great for a summit reward, at least I guess you could say, for all of them, instead of getting 5,000 spare parts. But for all the events here, though, as always, I'm not using any pro settings on any of the events. And you know what? I was actually having a lot more fun not even running them. Am I slower? Definitely. But is it more fun? To be honest, yes. Now, when it does come to this, though, the first thing is going to be a slalom. As always, guys, you do not have to use an Alpha GP car on this if you're looking for, like, the highest score. Then yes, but you do not have to do that because 157k is actually going to be insanely easy to get with any class with a regular scorebreaker set. So I would probably say it's going to be fairly simple. For the Bullseye, though, you can either use a plane or a powerboat. I actually did end up using a plane again, got maxed out scoring on it. In the beginning, I did use a motocross bike again, but switched to a plane on this. I would probably say a powerboat's going to be a tad easier, but again, you can easily get 157,000 points though. The last one here is going to be a Speedtrap. Now, for this, I did end up using the Chevrolet Corvette. Can I do better? 150%. I might actually jump back into this one again before I even end recording this one and actually do that one again and see what I can do. I'm probably going to pick a different drag car to see how they might perform, but you're probably going to notice that yes, the Proto Hup one is insanely good on this, guys. Like, it is easily going to be the best drag car in the game pretty much by everything else by a long shot. Like, it's legit that good. As always, though, if you're looking for the best score, then yeah, you're probably going to want a slipstream. But moving over to the events now, though, the first one here is going to be a hypercar race, and the vehicle loaned is the new lovely Creators. For this, I got around 2 minutes and 23 seconds. Now, a few of the events in this summit are going to be the navigation type. I would say the best thing on these guys, to be honest, is to do it a few times. That way you get the track down on it. And I would say it's probably going to be a lot easier in that aspect. But 2 minutes and 23 seconds, I would say, is pretty dang good. Also, the scoring in this summit is going to be much higher than other summits we have seen recently. The next one, though, is going to be the driver one here, once again using a hypercar. In a hypercar. For me, though, I was like, you know what, should I use the Lamborghini? No. I did end up deciding to run the lovely Porsche 919 Street, guys. This thing is dope. Legit, it might actually be one of my favorite hypercars at the moment. I love it. And again, I'm not using pro settings on anything. This car not only handles really well, but it's going to be incredibly responsive. And on top of that, the overall speed is insanely good with this thing. And if you haven't used it, I would definitely recommend trying out the 919 Street. You would not regret it. The next event, though, is going to be Feel My Demon, guys, with the Dodge Challenger SRT Demon. So for this, you're probably going to notice everybody's using the Demon Awaken Edition. For me, though, I was like, you know what, man, let me try the regular SRT Demon. And once again, guys, I'm not using any pro settings on this thing. It was actually pretty hard to drive. I can only imagine the score I could probably get if I threw some pro settings on it. I could most likely get around 3 or so minutes, maybe 302 with it, probably fairly easily. But even with no pro settings, the Demon's still pretty good. Keep in mind, this race is going to be insanely annoying to do in certain ways because, well, you can't cut certain places. Like one of the areas by the bridge, you can actually jump off the mountain instead of going all the way around that turn. You're probably going to save yourself a good 5 to 7 seconds even doing that one. So I would recommend looking for a few splits if you guys do find them, like missing the road, going over to where the actual thing is, cutting a few of the actual roads is still going to make you a tad faster in this event. Besides that, though, the next one is going to be a modern street tier 2 race. Now, no, this is actually going to be a donk race, by the way. Everybody is using the regular Huracan, guys. It is legit that good. The reason, though, is the overall top speed on the Huracan is going to be insanely high. I think it does like 246, 248 miles an hour. So yeah, it's pretty dang good. And if you are running as a solo player, something like the Huracan is probably going to be a great option. And the funny part is, guys, you all know how I am by now. I basically looked and I was like, okay, so what vehicle can I not use that everybody else wasn't also using? So I did end up using the BMW M5 CS Rival Edition. Also, the regular M5 is going to be a great option. It's going to be a tad slower than the Huracan, so keep that in mind. I think it's like maybe 5 miles an hour or something overall top speed, which is going to make a big difference in this event. And if you're looking for the absolute highest score you can get, you are going to have to slipstream. After that, though, we're going to have Color Me Blood with the lovely 4GT. Now, this is actually a fairly long event. You can also use the interception unit in the regular 4GT. So I was like, okay, let me try out the regular GT. Guys, it's actually pretty decent. The best part I actually found about this race, though, is this actual run was not that great. By the way, I was not guttering in any of the turns either. I pretty much went around them. I gripped and went around the turn. I am using manual, so I was having decent speed. If I was actually doing the guttering method, I could easily probably shave off 5+ seconds off my time. But I was like, you know what? What is the point of actually getting a few thousand more points? I think 410 is pretty decent, especially with it being a terrible run. Funny thing is, the 4GT is actually pretty dang good. The final event here in this summit, though, guys, is going to be the Crimson Edges. You will have to pick from the Cayman GT4, the Wasp Edition, and the Carbon Edition. For me, though, I was like, let me try the regular Cayman GT4. I got around 2 minutes and 56 seconds. Again, my run wasn't perfect. I did mess around in a few areas, and I do know there's probably more cuts in this one, and I just did not actually take them. Funny thing is, I actually feel like a lot of these races have different areas to where you can cut, but the way the checkpoints are in this race, it's definitely possible. There's also going to be some obvious cuts, guys. I would definitely recommend taking them, but 2 minutes and 56 seconds in the regular Cayman solo, I feel like is pretty decent for the most part. Overall, though, I did enjoy this summit. I feel like a lot of players are going to like it, and from my initial impressions of driving the Creators KS, guys, this car is worth getting. So definitely jump on if you haven't, go after the KS. I feel like it's pretty dang good. It seems like the crashing or like the weird damage the other one had, this one doesn't have it, which is probably going to instantly make it better. But if you have any questions at all, do let me know in the comments below. Let's jump right into this.